Hey guys, so here's part 3 of the 8.6 notes. And actually, in fact, what we're going to do is give the most specific name for the quadrilateral and explain your reasoning. So what I would like you to do here is actually pause the video and go ahead and do 3 and 4 for me, please. Okay, let's see what you got here. So just like we did actually in 8.4, both for day 1 and day 2, we're going to look at what does the picture show us. We're going to list that out and then look at our quadrilateral family tree to see what are those properties for the indicated quadrilateral. Okay, for example 3, notice of the sides and the tick marks. What do the tick marks, since all sides have the same, what does that indicate? That indicates we have 4 congruent sides. So if you look at your family tree, which quadrilateral indicates 4 congruent sides? That is going to be a rhombus. So that's what this is going to be, just a rhombus. Now just be careful, don't forget, only look at what the picture provides. Don't add additional things here, so you cannot assume. Okay, let's look at 4. So notice for 4, we have that all the angles are congruent because they all have the same markings, okay? So we can say 4 congruent angles, but if I look, I don't really see that as one of my properties. So let's kind of rethink this here. Now we should know that quadrilaterals, so four-sided shapes, their interior angles, the sum is going to be 360 degrees. So we have 4 equal angles. If we do 360 divided by 4, what do we get? We should get 90, right? So if I know that AB and the rest of the angles are 90 degrees, that means I have 4 right angles. So if I look at all of my properties here, is there one that says 4 right angles? Yes, a rectangle. So that's going to be this property. Because notice I don't have any diagonals or sides to go off of. So that's what I have to use to recognize this is a rectangle. Okay, now we're going to do 5 together. Okay, first of all, notice that the sides, they are parallel. So we have 1 pair of parallel sides. Okay, now we could think of that as a parallelogram, but notice that when we talk about 1 pair of opposite sides, it has to be both congruent and parallel. But we don't see anything about being congruent. So we have 1 pair of opposite sides are parallel. Okay. So we kind of look somewhere else to see where they talk about 1 pair of sides being parallel. You could actually see that as a trapezoid, okay? So that looks like that's where we're going to be going for. Now we need to figure out, is this a trapezoid or an isosceles trapezoid? So let's look at now the angles, because notice here that we see C and D, that they are congruent, okay? Those are what we call our base angles. Because remember, where the parallel lines are parallel arrows indicate, those are the bases. So we know that angle D and C are going to be congruent, and we know that the consecutive angles add up to 180. We can assume that angle A and angle B are congruent. So we know that the base angles are congruent. Then that means we can go a little bit more specific, and we can say this is actually an isosceles trapezoid. Here we go. Okay, make sure if you have any questions, you contact me, and make sure you work on the homework assignment. See you guys later.